Hey boys, welcome back to some more Rugby League Live 4 Beer Pro Korea. It's going to be the second season at the Eels, continuing with the Auckland Nines. Did we win the first game? I don't know. It's actually been quite a while since I played that first Auckland Nines game. Usually I have a break from, if the season finishes, I'll have a fair bit of a break, but for some reason I felt like playing the start of the next season, and then when I stopped that game, the first game, obviously I took a bit of a break to do some other stuff in the meantime, but we're back. See if there's any Jordan McLean. I remember seeing him in game one. Good forward pack, honestly. Ryan James, Latrell Mitchell on the bench, which is good to see. Looks like we'll have a pretty good team for the regular season. James Maloney still at the Panthers. I didn't really see that team too well, but it looked like it was pretty weak. In all honesty, as McLean goes straight through, we almost had a little sneaky foot race going on there, but couldn't quite get away from the covering defense. As an early tackle kick here. It's a good kick as well, turning the fullback. Who is the fullback? Edwards? Yeah, Dylan Edwards still there, and that's a good kick chase. Auckland Nines, you don't see too much of that, but it's good. It's good to get into the fundamentals regardless. Good to get warmed up for the season at hand. As that kick, I thought for a second it was gonna just stop in the end goal, as Bevan French is going to streak away. He's not going to be caught. Bevan French, one of the quickest to play the game, and he is going to race away. Not much doing. It wasn't an awful kick by any means, but Bevan French in the Auckland Nines, very, very good player. Disappointed that he left to go to the Super League. I actually thought he could have, really shone in the NRL, and I mean, he had a couple of really good seasons. I feel like there was a chance there for a couple of teams to swoop on him, because obviously at the Eels he probably was not going to get that fullback spot, but I'm sure a team could have tried him. As great work there. John McLean, I think we put through the hole, and then we were just backing up the middle. Beautiful try. That's just that's clinical, precise. All the praise you can muster for that one, but a lot of teams could have snagged Bevan French, but he was probably asking a fair bit, because he was out of favour at the Eels when he left, but still he'd shown quite a bit of talent. But yeah, I guess always though, the small body type players, I know they always say it, and it's always like a bit of nonsense, as Antonio Winterstein back in the NRL. That's a nice try from the Panthers. I tried to get across and make the tackle, but just couldn't quite get across in time. And Winterstein, that was a really nice try. Although I don't know what our winger was doing. He just sort of didn't take the ball, didn't take the man, just absolute air. So poor stuff indeed, as another great pass into the gap. But yeah, the small players, it probably is true. Like those small guys, Dufty, he gets found out a little bit. I think he started to shine a little bit at the end of the year, but just his small frame, like the kick returns, he gets monstered, quite a bit. As Antonio Winterstein is going to race away here. Winterstein probably... Is he the slowest winger in the game? He used to be rather quick. He was never one of the speedsters, but obviously the older he got, he had a few injuries, but he was never a speedster. So I don't think Winterstein would have been racing away for the try there. But the Panthers, they're straight back into this contest, only a point down, but that is going to be half time. So a high scoring half of footy. I actually thought that was the end of the game for some reason. It seemed to go on forever, but talking about the small, other than Matt Dufty, who else is really small? I guess Jerome Luai is, he's rather small. That's a pretty good kick into the corner, actually. James Maloney takes it. He's going to race down the sideline. But yeah, Luai's small. Maloney back in the day was obviously fairly small, but I think your halves can sort of, they're probably not as susceptible to being a bit smaller. As we just flopped that out off the back. I don't know, that was a terrible little offload, but yeah, it's a tough game for the little fellas for sure. I mean, Pappenhausen not big by any means, but he makes up for it with his speed and skill and whatnot. But yeah, you gotta be a very good player if you're not 100 kilos, absolutely shredded. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough for sure. But the game here, it's been a pretty good game of footy. Both teams have been throwing it around. Beautiful offload there. I think who was that? Kenny Bromwich at the Panthers potentially. So last tackle. Still a couple of minutes left. The Panthers could snatch this one late, but not a good kick there by Katoa, and we're just gonna snaggle that one up pretty comfortably. So I'd love to finish on a little bit of a high. We've been a bit lackluster this second half, but it's probably what you could expect. His last tackle here, gonna put the little kick in. Oh, it was almost perfect, dude. The kick. Oh, I thought that was going straight into our lap, and we were gonna race and probably have the fullback to beat, but didn't get the bounce apparently, or I don't know. We just missed it completely. It was almost a beautiful little last option, but we're gonna go straight through to round 3 here, taking on the Sharkies. And yeah, it was good. Honestly, that Panthers game was a solid game of footy. First half, we both teams scored a lot of points. No points in the second half, which is surprising. As the Sharks line up, who have they got? Christian Welsh, Soliola on the bench. I didn't see the rest of their team because I wasn't paying attention, but they have quite a different team. Quite a different team. It's going to be wet weather footy as well. That's always been the one good thing about the Nines. I feel like every year that the Nines have gone on, it's never been bad weather. I might be forgetting one of the years, but I feel like it's always been pretty good weather at the Nines, which, is a big factor. I mean, if they had to play the Nines in, like, terrible wet conditions, actually, the more I think about it, it probably wouldn't be that bad, in all honesty, because I feel like, sweat definitely and dew are probably the worst things for like ball handling, but oh my goodness, that was almost one of the greatest tries you'll ever see. The kick downfield was perfect, but unfortunately it was Curtis Sirenen who did a really good job to get to it, but if it was one of our outside backs, this was sensational play. The kick was just an absolute beauty into the corner. And yeah, unfortunately, Curtis just couldn't quite. I mean, he picked it up and then he beat the one tackler, but for some reason he stopped. So I'm a little bit salty. It could have that honestly would have been one of the best tries I would have ever scored. Not me personally, but for Beer Pro, that would have been incredible, dude. But not to be. So the Sharks got a chance here, and Aaron Gray, he beat us. He fooled us to no end. I didn't expect the winger to scoot down the blind side there. And then he kicked it. He kicked it dead. So we'll take that. We'll take it every day of the week. So very, very fortunate. But again, honestly some good attack from both teams. Looking sharp. The Auckland Knights have proved to have some good footy going on here as we just going. Oh my goodness, just toying with the defense. That's a Sean Johnson-esque try. That was sensational. Solo effort. I was trying to link up with someone out wide, but when I got to like that position there, I was like, there's no one there. There's no one on the wing. So we just got to pin the ears back here and score an absolute ripper. So that was. Geez, we're looking good. We're looking really, really sharp. I mean, we had a stellar year last year. I mean, we won the Dally M, like 56 points. Absolutely just destroyed it. We had some very good games. I mean, I feel like the start of the year we were finding our groove. It wasn't, we had a few off games here and there, but from the middle of the season to the end, I mean, we were really, really playing some good footy, and it started probably even better. Although it's always a little bit skewed in the Nines. You can't read too much into it because there's a lot more room to move, and the attacking play works pretty well as we almost get away there. The little ankle tap. We had no support, so I had to try and take them on. There's great work there. Cade Cuss goes straight through. So last tackle, four points the difference so far. Couple of a minute and a half left to go before the break, and unfortunately, our team just decided not to do anything on last tackle. I was calling for the pass, but they didn't want to give it to me as Patrick Mago down the sideline. Jesus, he's got some pace for the big man. I don't know if that's a different Patrick Mago because he was pretty quick. Don't think he's that quick in real life. It's a terrible kick there. Yeah, the Sharks squandered some pretty good opportunities. Too many errors, and yeah, they could have come up with at least one try. Aaron Gray completely bombed one of them as a great ball across there. Cade cuts through the gap. We're looking back for the inside support. We get it. We're not. Oh, are we? Josh Dugan coming across. Couple of Sharkies in pursuit. The ankle tap again has saved the day. But we're going to go to the blind side here. Beautiful ball onto, who is this? O'Hearn, I think, the new recruit. Or maybe he was in the younger grade for the Eels. He's come in and he's looked okay. And the Auckland Nines finishes off a nice try there. And that was, I mean, that's a great team try. I mean, we almost got another little solo effort, but then just to follow it up with a nice little blindside shift was excellent as Bevan French again through the gap, puts a little grubber in. Dude, in this video alone, we have had so many almost brilliant plays. It's been close. There's been some almost incredible tries and breaks. That kick there from French, we just didn't quite get the kick on that we would have liked. Is a beautiful play. That's silky, and O'Hearn is going to get his second try. Pretty much the exact same position as well, but that was beautiful. You know, I saw the space. They had the numbers, but I mean, us as a threat, as a ball runner, just drew in the winger, trying to shut it down, but just too quick with the pass across, and O'Hearn finishing off his double. So beautiful kick as well. We've been striking them well. Our goal kicking, our place kicking, it's been going to the moon lately. Is Wade Graham playing for the Sharkies here? Great ball across Aaron Gray. That was a good play. That was a good play from the AI. We are winning comfortably, 16 points to 0. They haven't. In the first half, like I said, they bombed a couple of chances, but this second half, they really haven't. They haven't been allowed into the game, which is great to see. You always love to see your defense hold up, and that's frustrating. Cuss was through the gap. I don't know why he tried to pass it, but we are going to get the win, and a pretty good Auckland Nines so far. I think we're going to make it through to the final, surely. But hopefully, guys are enjoying the series. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.